If you're new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching my One Piece chill channel, welcome back. Today we are going to read the newest chapter of One Piece number 1110. So, of course, spoiler alert if you're not up to date with manga, but let's see what this chapter has. Let's go. So, it is called Planet Fall. Ooh, okay, interesting. And we have a cover page. Only Child Yamata and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 2. Volume 2? I'm going to travel all over Wano, just like Odin. Okay, I thought like last time we saw Submerged Onigashima, I feel like, and now we have Volume 2 of Only Child Yamata and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage. Did I miss something in my last chapter? I don't really remember Volume 1 of that. Travel over Wano, just like Odin. So that's, I guess, what the cover story is going to be about. Oh yeah, I love Momo's face here, really funny, and we can't see Yamata's face, really, but I suppose it looks excited, and a lot of sakura petals, so cute. But yeah, back to the chapter, Planet Fall. This is going to be interesting, right? Black lightning fills the sky. So last time I said these are probably going to be other Garasei. That was my idea because the number and the manner of appearing are so similar. But let's see, maybe it will end up being just like his super attack, you know. Wah, ha, za 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 za. All the beautiful sounds. What in the world? Yeah, as I said, yeah, black lightning fills the sky. This also shows, I think, clearly for black lightnings. And we have Bluegrass here, shocked, and other marines saying it's just like when Saint Saturn arrived. So again, we are driving that point. I hope everyone is okay. Yeah, everyone from all the sides of the island can see that, obviously, and even from far away from the island, from the sea, it's pretty visible. And then on the next page, I think the fighting continues. We see pacifistas still executing their order, attacking marine ships, and those giants in their Viking helmets also attacking the marine ships, and Dorian Brogy here laughing. And we go to the Holy Land of Marijoa. Stella, what is that? Room of Authority. See, it is their room. It is Gorosei's room. So the transmission that was started by Vegapunk, it is so important. Actually, I think that is the reason. It is so they are so freaking scared of this information leaking out that they are all going, all of the Garasei, because it is totally their room that we saw them in, and there is only one huge summoning circle here. I was expecting to see one for each of them, but yeah, I suppose it works like that here. And obviously we don't see Gorosei themselves. The transmission is happening here in the empty room. So yeah, we have literally like all the hints. Gosh, this is going to be crazy. And so yeah, the message continues. Why, it's the answer to everyone's dreams. Vega coffee. With just a drop of it, you can transform a mug of water into a warm, delicious brew. So how many minutes did that kill? Okay, that is like a quick option, because our previous option was too long. I think, was it also coffee? But we had to wait a lot for the coffee to brew. But this is a Vega coffee. It makes me think that it's some kind of vegetarian or vegan coffee, but here it's obviously like Vega from Vegapunk. I don't know. Is it going to be as tasty? That's a really important question. Let's discuss that. Because I love coffee, but not each cup of coffee is the same. You know, drip coffee, coffee machine, etc. And like, how good is this coffee? Because it was water. It's just like a little drop. So then, no. Share your thoughts in the comments on this very important topic. Let's see the continuation. Wow. So this is a double page, and as I correctly said, as I think, yeah, it was heavily implied, it's the Gorosei themselves coming here through the summoning circles. And they all look like black shadows. And we already saw them look like these black shadows, even though it was more vague. And the manner that they appear, all in the same way, makes you think there's something like tying them together. And the way they look very similar. It feels like it's either one of their abilities, one of their devil fruits being used on all of them, or it shows that there is some connection between them as beings. I feel like this could be a very important piece of information about them, so I wanted to kind of point that out, right? It wasn't exactly a strict deadline, but we still have 7 minutes. That's still transmission going. Let's start as scheduled. Even if they try to silence our broadcast, the amount of extra time won't be long enough to stop us. I gotta let Nami-san and others know. Sanji's screaming, running away with Vegapunk. And Luffy is asking, there's 5 of you monsters! And yes, we're going into that. So, here on this panel, Saturn is still looking super goofy. He does. But these shadows are beautiful. Yeah, they are kind of different, of course, in shape. And I assume they are going to look different. Yeah, here even we see a little bit. We see Saturn himself. Saint J. Garcia Saturn, the Gyuki, and his goofy form. Then we have Saint Marcus Mars, the Itsumade. Well, from the snippet that we see, it looks fabulous. It seems to be this kind of, this horse-looking creature from the shadows, which looks pretty majestic. Then we have Saint Topman Valkyrie. So why not Mercury? Why Valkyrie? The hockey also looks a bit goofy. This is this shadow third from the left, obviously. Looks like some kind of ox, maybe. I'm not that good with like English names for many animals. Then we have Saint Etanbaron V. Nusjuro, and he has the Bakotsu. I thought this is a bird-like creature. Okay, I think I messed up. The Itsumade is definitely a bird-looking shadow on the very right, and this one, horse-looking, is the Bakotsu. And he looks like a zombie horse, maybe. And then, which is completely crazy, to be honest, because it reminds me of Laboon. I think like it maybe shouldn't. At the same time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this. That's Saint Shepherd Jupiter. So obviously, the planet Jupiter, and he has the sand worm. So these all look like some crazy creatures, maybe somehow tied to folklore. Of maybe Japanese culture, maybe some other cultures. Unfortunately, personally, I don't recognize them, but I think maybe Googling will help. We'll see about that. But yeah, and this is the shadow on the very left. It looks quite interesting. Yeah, I think like the scar, and the way how it's super black in this black and white manga, it just gives me immediately this association with Laboon, and yeah, this is like not the one I would like to have with this form of the Gorosei, but yeah, these are just little snippets, but let's see the next page. Is it going to show us bigger ones? Yes, because I'm like talking about these little snippets for so long. I want to see I wanna see the. Oh, wait. This is the full page, just like without panels, even without anything. It's just like a painting. And this is such a moment. The second supreme overseers of the world government, the five elder planets. Oh, okay. Here, this sandworm or sandworm, how they write it, looks obviously more distinct. There's this black clouds surrounding all of them. The bird one is cool. The horse is a bit hidden under the words, but yeah, we can still see most of it. It looks like a skeletal horse, right? Yeah, the ox, to be honest, looks more like a, what's it called? Like a wild swine, huge wild swine. Hog, I think is the right word. And of course, yeah, we already saw Saturn, and Saturn kind of ruins everything with his funny face. I can't look at him. Let's cover him up. They all look so intimidating and so like completely inhuman, right? And Saturn looks the most anthropomorphic out of all of them. I don't know, he kind of changed his form a little bit from this to that. So maybe he is in like his medium form. So does it mean, like, on one hand, Zoan is supposed to be the fruit that has this kind of different form, so they have like human form, completely animal form, and this could be like mythical Zoan with this creature, so you could say these are a lot of mythical Zoans. But at the same time, devil fruits are, maybe this system is a bit too simplistic for them, because we also have Luffy, who is like a he fought to be at least a paramecia. Maybe, I don't know, did we change it to Zoan after we realized that it is like mythical form of Joy Boy? Was there a moment where the classification changed? Because I feel like Paramecia was the group for kind of all the other devil fruits, the ones that we couldn't fit, like in Logia and Zoan options. These are all Paramecia. So I'm thinking this should be like mythical Zoans, right? But there's also this interesting moment with them all being summoned like these demons of hell, the kind of when a dark wizard wants to summon some devil, some very strong demon with this kind of summoning circle. This is the thing that we see. So these are like actually very devil fruits, demonic devil fruits. So it could be, they could be in their own classification. You know what I'm trying to say? Their own special type, even, so to say. Okay, let's. Oof, and also one more detail, of course, Luffy here looking so tiny. Even in his Nika form, he looks so tiny compared to them here. This is a beautiful page. I think like nothing can beat this page in this chapter. But let's continue. So all these creatures seem to go in for an attack. Pacifista. Okay, this is already the next page, but they kind of go together so well, because on this page, the horse one, which is Bakotsu from Saint blah 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 Nusjuro, and so we can see here Nusjuro running straight to the pacifista who is attacking him, starts changing his form to the more anthropomorphic one, and here we see him basically like a centaur, but with a skeletal horse body. So in more anthropomorphic form. It's like his human part comes out instead of horse's head, and he wields a sword and attacks and destroys pacifista with this sword. What? Something stopped the pacifista. Marines are so impressed. No, it is an impressive panel. I love how it looks when he is in this Cantor state. This is pretty crazy. And another double page. Holy shit, I didn't I expected them to show up, but I'm so excited. So yeah, he runs through few more pacifistas, it seems like. Did you see that? A large horse was spotted galloping down the coastline. A large horse? The pacifista on the sand have all stopped. Same here. Are those slash marks? Negative. They've been partially frozen. Nami-san, Robin-chan, anyone, come in. It's hard to explain what's going on down here, but we can't waste any more time. Okay, let's go back a second. So he took out all of the pacifista here, and someone else, I suppose, took them out there. But he slashed them with a sword. But do they talk about these other slash marks? No, they've been partially frozen. So we can assume that his sword has these kind of ice powers, right? And so it works like that. It's not like he sliced them and there's like, well, in pacifista's case, maybe not blood, but there has been this damage from the sword, but more like using the sword, he froze them. I guess this is the idea here, like an elemental sword, you know what I mean? And then Sanji, looking at all of that, he's connecting his friends, saying it's kind of hard to explain what's going on here, but we can't waste any more time. Get out of there. What, Sanji-kun? What's going on? Attention, all troops. This announcement is regarding all fallen pacifista. The freezing of their neural circuitry has rendered them temporarily paralyzed. I suppose they also maybe kind of didn't want to lose their weapons. Though at the same time, there's a small problem of Bonnie now being like more in control of their weapons. But I guess in their mind, we kill Bonnie, we can use weapons again, no problem, no issues. So they kind of don't want to destroy their weapons completely, especially since they're getting rid of Vegapunk. So there's no one to kind of rebuild them probably, unless he kind of shared the technology and it's like super reproducible now, no problem. Someone on our side did that. Marines are excited. That solves the friendly fire problem. This is our chance. Eliminate Bonnie. Okay, so Gorosei kind of quickly took care of pacifistas. Marines still have their sights set on Bonnie. And we have, okay, the bird one. That was Itsumade, Saint Marcus Mars. Let's say I'll call him Mars. And would be nice to call them all as planets, but I feel like we have a problem somewhere, especially since we used planets in other. Is there some connection? Okay. Anyways, I'm kind of thinking we had these very strong weapons also called after planets, and then we have this Gorosei called after planets, and this kind of makes you think, is this like just doesn't mean anything, there's no connection, or should we kind of dig a bit deeper into that? In any case, so as I was saying, that's Mars with big mustache. But here he doesn't have any mustache. He's a bird. Or like a snake bird. She was heading to the northeast shore with the Straw Hat crew. That's still talking about Bonnie. Half the pacifista have already been neutralized. Whoever did it must be an ally. And then Sanji talking. Just focus on escaping. A little monster is flying up there. You have to run now. Yeah, but I think another question for me, aside from usual like your favorite moment, what is your favorite design here? Because I feel like my heart tells me it's this Mars, because this snake dragon bird thingy with actual kind of bird wings. I don't. It looks like a combination of things, which is completely normal for this kind of mythical creature. But it might be my favorite. I really like how it looks. I think I have a soft spot for birds. Yeah. Okay, so Mars, this bird, um, flies at the Labastratum. Meanwhile, Pacifista continue to be destroyed, and is the worm coming into action as well? Let's see the next page. He starts burying himself into the ground, and Luffy's like, it's digging like a worm. Yes, I'm sorry, Luffy, you didn't see these text boxes that we saw. It says that he's worm, which I guess is like a cool word for worm, because I meet it sometimes in this kind of in fantasy and stuff, and it was said like sandworm, right? So makes even more sense him burying into the ground. That's kind of exciting. I feel like in Zelda, often you have this kind of enemy, like as a boss, like a worm digging into the ground. I even had, I think in Wind Waker, there was, I'm sorry if you're not a Zelda fan, but I just wanted to share my feelings about this, because this is, I think, my favorite type of monster to fight. I think that's pretty cool because it buries into the sand. Well, they don't have sand here on Egghead, I guess, so the ground works. And you can't really see it. It moves under the sand and then suddenly comes up, so you kind of have to work on your strategy to fight it. So that is pretty exciting. Sanji, stop here. We'll be sure to run, but Zora and Jinbei aren't back yet. We've met with Brook and Lilith, and the ship is good to go. Yeah, like, we are kind of ready to go. We just need everyone on board. See, I told you it would work out thanks to Sop, not you. Okay, they are kind of arguing here in the back. Sounds like the situation is dire, Jinbei is saying. If he's still fighting, I'll drag him back by force. Zora and Jinbei aren't here yet. Okay, so I assume Jinbei goes to drag Zora back from fighting by force if needed. Sanji is already coming along with Vegapunk. So like, if you only wait for Luffy, I think there was a 10 years lobby. It was a similar situation, right? Like everyone was already kind of ready to go, and Luffy was still fighting Rob Lucci, and the time was kind of already almost up. I don't really remember the details by now, but I feel like there was this feeling that we have to really hurry, right? And we were just like waiting for Luffy, and I bet there were other situations like this throughout the manga where it's just Luffy kind of we are waiting for. I feel like this is going to be like this again, and he will have to kind of finish up here or maybe actually run away, because I don't feel like, yeah, he got some power up, so to say, but facing all the Gorosei by himself, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. He has to strategically retreat. Okay, another double page, and it's Zora. Let's go. See, I was manifesting. I was hoping that there's going to be Zora in this chapter. Okay, and he is fighting Rob Lucci. Like, again, I feel like I'm finding the parallels between this arc and kind of Enies Lobby arc pretty often, in these chapters. And okay, is it tempting to, and maybe some other arcs as well, isn't it tempting to go find the source of all this strong haki? Okay, what is this conversation we are having? Lucci is asking. It's cropping up everywhere. Zora answers. I guess he's like, it's curious, right? This strong haki, they're obviously talking about Gorosei appearing. Like, don't you want to go check what's in there? Aren't you curious? Sorry, Jinbei, it's all up to you. There they are, they're still at it. Damn Mosshead, he's putting everyone in danger. What a burden. Oh. Wait, he heard it? He heard it. That's the inspiration. This is a crazy situation. Jinbei, I'm sorry about the quality, what is going on. Jinbei is rushing in and he's talking to Sanji. And Sanji says to him, like, damn Mosshead. But Zora heard Sanji's voice and through the power of friendship, it inspires you. Man, I love this panel with the twitch. Lucci goes in with spotted handgun. But now Zora is super serious to prove that he's not a freaking burden. And he uses free sword style spotted leopard Hahava? Is this say Hahava? Hunt. I kinda read Havana at first. I don't know what Hahava means. Wait. This looks... is the name of hell. Hahava is the name of hell according to the 2nd century very long word. Okay, it's from Buddhism, it seems. And there are also some other definitions. But if we go by the definition that it's the name of hell, that would mean like hell hunt, spotted leopard hell hunt. Oh, this is a very pretty panel. I like it a lot. It looks very dynamic, and of course I'm always happy to see Zora in action. Next page. This is the last. There were a lot of double pages. A lot is happening. So Lucci is taken out. It seems another great frame with Zora with his like darkened face. Pretty. Luffy is falling into Sandworm's mouth. Yeah, as I was saying, they suddenly appear from the sand or from the ground and they attack you. Well, it wasn't quite the same in Zelda, but this kind of, it's actually looks more like the enemy from Zelda that kind of grabs you and sucks you inside of it, you know, and after that you lose your shield. So it's like a combination, you know. See, did you see him? What a nostalgic face. A dark belly is no place for someone like that. Yeah, and he was eaten already, but Dorian Brogia coming in. Child of the Sowing Sun. I think that's like they are addressing him. They are talking about Luffy. He is the child of the Sowing Sun. This is awesome. So many good panels in this chapter. What the heck? Like, look at this. It's so fun. They caught this worm. They caught the Gorosei. And Luffy is so happily laughing. Gosh, this is so good. Close one. Hang on, the old-timer giants are here too, Luffy is asking, and they are laughing in return. Gabba, it's been too long, Straw Hat. We had to come see you. The waiting around was getting unbearable. Yeah. Cover and color spread next issue. Holy shit, that was so good. I love this chapter. I'm fine. Guys, there are also chapter notes, which is quite interesting. I was going to kind of Google all of that, but very sweet translators here have already provided. The title could be adapted as Falling Stars. So the title, the name of the chapter. I already forgot the name of the chapter. I have a very short-term memory. Let's see. It was Planet Fall, like in one word, but it also could be translated as Falling Stars. Okay, I think Planet Fall was a good translation. Zora's move name references Hahava, the coldest hell in Buddhism. Okay, so Google was right on that. The meaning boils down to leopard hunt, but he pronounces leopard as Madara, spotted, to play off of Lucci's move. Yeah, that was actually, I was so excited, I kind of forgot to mention it. Yeah, it's pretty cool how it was Zora's move, but it was specifically for Lucci, because Zora is right now hunting this leopard. So that was a really nice touch. It's like, this is for you specifically, dude, just for you. Dory and Broggy's move. Okay, so it is the name of them. I kind of thought, is this the name of their move, Child of the Sowing Sun? But at the same time, I thought maybe that's how they're addressing Luffy, because it kind of fits, you know? But no, it seems like that's a move name. But the Furigana makes it sound like Child of the Sun, making it almost seem like a continuation of their dialogue about darkness being no place for Luffy. Okay, so it's kind of has two meanings. It's the name of their attack and them addressing Luffy, so I wasn't wrong here, because I think this makes sense, because Luffy is basically, how do they say here, Child of the Sun, right? Okay, now the Elder's beast forms are all references to various mythical creatures, and there are also even pictures here. Maybe I'll edit them too, because I don't know what version of chapter you are reading. Maybe you don't have this translator's notes. So first we have Yuki, is a spider yokai, famous for its giant cow-like face. They attack people on the beach. So anticlimactic, what the heck, on the beach? Okay. So yeah, that's obviously our Saturn spider. Then we have Itsumade, my favorite, is a creepy bird yokai. I like how they added this little. We think it's creepy. Come on, it looks majestic, guys, with a human face and a snake-like body. Yes, kind of bird and snake. Yes, even in this picture, I think it looks really cool. This is totally my favorite. Yeah, so these are all different yokai. No, see, third is from Chinese folklore. Hoki is a monstrous boar from Chinese. Maybe it means the O should be long. Hoki or something like that. Monstrous boar from Chinese folklore, famous for terrorizing the countryside. Okay, everyone has their own area of expertise. Bakotsu. Okay, that's the skeletal horse. It looks very different here. But yeah, it says, is a skeletal yokai that is said to be the spirit of a horse that burned to death. Oof. Okay, that is very interesting. And finally, Sandworm, Worm, is a mythical serpent or legless dragon that appears in numerous modern fantasy franchises. Yeah, exactly, that's where I kind of saw that. It could also be related to similar creatures in works like Dune. Yeah, I didn't read Dune. We have a book, and I remember how my sister read it when I was little, but I kind of didn't feel interested. And the reason might shock you, but I don't really like deserts, because I don't like when it's hot and dry. I like when it's cold, and I always want to drink. I'm always thirsty. So reading about desert feels like torture, because I'm going to kind of immerse myself in this world and always feel like I'm in freaking desert. No thanks. No thanks. But I suspect it's a good book. It even was adapted in film. I didn't watch film either, but I think it was good. No, let me know. But yeah, back to the chapter. So that was a fantastic chapter and very interesting chapter notes. And I'm looking through the pages again. This is just so good. This makes me so happy. But yeah, I feel like probably don't have anything to say right now anymore. Like on topic of Gorosei, they came in, they're kind of doing stuff. We didn't really. Well, I think many people assume they should be strong. They should be like super strong, and I think that's like justified expectation. And but I'm not really a fan of like power scaling in One Piece, so I'm not really like deep into it. But I think even with the help of giants, it's still our goal is still to run away, not to take this Gorosei head on. Yeah, it was pretty crazy how they caught the worm, but at the same time, we kind of saw with Saturn how he regenerates right away. So even though it looked cool, I suspect the worm will grow back together very quickly and will be like, well, they barely felt that. So that's kind of my expectation. But what do you think of this chapter? Did you enjoy it? Please share your thoughts in the comments down below, as well as your favorite moment, or maybe tell me which kind of design of this Gorosei Yukai is your favorite, and maybe what are your expectations now from Gorosei that are all here. Yeah, but with that, yeah, as I said, share all of that in the comments down below. But yeah, that would be it for today. So thank you for watching and see ya.